body, baby, show me.
After 3 matches, Kairo Sasaki won the first victory for humanity. Right now, just as Brunhild and her youngest sister Gaul are worried about who the next gladiator would be, a demigod shows up before them. He is Hercules, who is the god's representative in the 4th round of Ragnarok. Brunhild and Gaul have great respect for this god because he once fought the gods to save mankind 4,000 years ago. Hercules wishes them good luck and quickly leaves. While Gaul wonders who would be suitable to fight a demigod as powerful and righteous as Hercules, Brunhild has the answer. She will choose the human she hates the most, the foulest scum among scumbags, the vilest piece of filth that ever existed. He is Jack the Ripper, who was a bloodthirsty serial killer. When Hercules learns that his own opponent is a serial killer, he is extremely angry and dissatisfied with the representative of humanity. Not only Hercules, but also the human side are not satisfied with their representative in this round. Hercules made a suggestion. If Jack surrenders, Hercules would convince Zeus to spare his life from Niflheimer. Jack politely declines Hercules' suggestion, much to Hercules' surprise. Jack takes out a giant pair of scissors and says this is his Volander. The gods and humans are both surprised by that crazy weapon. Seeing Jack's determination, Hercules says that he will use his full power for this match. However, Jack immediately runs away, causing everyone to freeze for a few seconds. Hercules gets angry and chases Jack into a small alley. He sees Jack enjoying tea and invites Hercules to join him. Hercules approaches Jack and sees a piano string in front of him. He thinks this is just a baby trap and pulls it. The trap is activated, sending thousands of knives to Hercules, but they could not penetrate his body. Seeing the disadvantage, Jack uses the grappling hook to continue running away. Hercules stomps hard on the ground and jumps to Jack's place. He uses the mace to smash Jack's Volander, causing him to fall to the ground. Jack takes a few steps back and launches the same knives at Hercules. However, this time Jack's knives pierce Hercules' body. It turns out Jack lied about his Volander. His real Volander is his pocket. It can allow him to create weapons that can injure the gods. Jack continues to throw knives at Hercules. Hercules doesn't flinch. He swings his mace to block them and approaches Jack step by step. He decides to attack Jack with a direct hit. His tattoos spread all over his body. He uses the first labor in his 12 divine arts, the Nemean Lion. He knocks Jack flying and causes him to dislocate his shoulder. Jack gets up and fixes his shoulder joint back to normal. He takes a large knife from his pocket and says, "Let us raise the curtain on Act 2. Ares states that Hercules completed the 12 labors and mastered the 12 divine arts. But those tremendous powers come at a price. Every time he uses their powers, the tattoos spread. Every millimeter spread inflicts him with unbearable pain that would knock out the demigod. If those tattoos cover his body, he will die." Jack keeps his distance from Hercules and throws knives at him. Hercules is on the defensive while approaching Jack. Jack is suddenly able to move in the air by stepping on piano strings. They are strewn all over the street. He uses them as bowstrings to shoot knives at Hercules. Hercules unleashes the 6th labor, the Stymphalian bird, and blows the knives at Jack, damaging Jack's monocle. Jack reveals his strangely red right eye. He mutters something about the fact that he can see the colors of Hercules. He wanted to know what color Hercules would be when he died. In the past, Jack's red eye could see the color of people's emotions. The bad guys would usually be red, and the good people would have a vibrant yellow like his mother's. His mother was a prostitute and had 5 abortions. When she was pregnant for the 6th time, she accepted to give birth to Jack and raised him. Jack feels very happy that his mother chose to give birth to him. Until one day, Jack returned from picking up leftovers as usual. He entered the room and saw his mother crying bitterly. It turns out that Jack's biological father is a famous theater actor who is about to marry the daughter of a noble family. 13 years ago, he promised Jack's mother that he would marry her. That's why Jack's mother did not have a 6th abortion, but gave birth to Jack. When she learns that she has been cheated on, she is extremely indignant and takes out her anger on Jack. Jack no longer sees his mother's beautiful colors, but only the dirty red of the bad guys. Jack starts mumbling a song. Hercules continues to attack Jack, and Jack throws knives to keep his distance. Jack is cornered. so he uses the grappling hook again to cling to the clock tower. Hercules knocks down the clock tower and activates the seventh labor, the Cretan bull. He is about to attack Jack, but Jack throws the clock at Hercules. Thought that an ordinary weapon could not injure a god, but it cut off Hercules' arm. Turns out Jack's Vollinger is in his pocket, but the gloves he is using. Anything he touches can become a god-killing weapon. Once again, Jack has fooled everyone. That means everything in this city of London is his weapon. Ares shows fear at the possibility that Hercules will lose, but Zeus hits him and tells him to calm down. Hercules takes his belt off to stop the bleeding. Witnessing the tenacity of Hercules, Jack bows his head in admiration. Hercules realizes that Jack's eye can see people's emotions. Jack proudly says of his own eye that it is a gift from God. The colors of emotions that he can see are works of art that only he can create. Hercules is indignant and asks Jack, "Is that the reason you've killed all those people?" He tells a little about himself. He used to be a human, so his thinking is fair. Even though humans have a lot of bad things, he still loves them. He adds that he will win this match and free Jack from the pain. Jack suddenly realizes that Hercules' color is the same as his mother's before. Hercules throws his mace into the sky to create a portal. He summons the Hound of Hades. From within the gate, a three-headed dog bit his body and merged with him. These are the 12th labor, Cerberus, and the Hound of Hades. Zeus explains the 12th labor. That thing is devastatingly powerful, but it comes at a high price. That labor will only end when it either devours his opponent or completely consumes Hercules. Hercules throws a punch at Jack that breaks the ground. Jack catches the stones and throws them at Hercules. Hercules continues to lunge at Jack, forcing Jack to jump to dodge Hercules' punch and use a manhole cover as a shield. But Hercules smashes the shield and punches Jack in the face, wounding him. Jack intends to keep his distance from Hercules in the high position, but Hercules jumps into the air to attack Jack, causing Jack to fall to the ground and be pierced by an iron bar of the iron fence. He pulls it out of his body in a scream of pain. Hercules asks Jack to surrender because there is no place for him to run away in this town. Jack uses his rope to cut the building behind him. This building is now also a god-killing weapon. Jack rushes to Hercules to use the strength of his hand to escape while Hercules is crushed by the building. Everyone feels fear before Jack's malicious machinations. However, Hercules rises from within the ruins. Jack sees the color of Hercules' sincere love at this moment, different from the fake color from his mother. Jack can't wait to see Hercules' color change. The two rush to trade punches. They both have time problems. Jack is losing too much blood while Hercules is about to be covered with tattoos. Loki knows that Jack is up to something because he is choosing close combat with Hercules instead of keeping his distance to buy time. Suddenly, Jack launches the iron bar at Hercules but fails and is pushed away. Everyone thinks that victory will go to Hercules, but Jack is still able to get up and continue to approach Hercules. The two deal the finishing blow to each other. Hercules punches Jack in the head, causing him to fall, but Jack quickly regains his balance and uses his blood as a weapon, successfully piercing Hercules' chest. Hercules admits Jack is a very strong opponent and asks Jack, "What is the color of my heart now?" Jack replies that his color has not changed. He still has a bright light. Until the very last moment, Hercules spread his arms wide and hugged Jack. He always loves humanity, no matter what. Then Hercules' soul gradually disappeared forever. Although Jack won, he knows that he lost because he was unable to change the color of Hercules. This is the first time he killed a god and feels extremely uncomfortable. He walks out of the arena, incurring the wrath of the people for slaying their god. Brunhild enters a room where Adam and Lubu are worshipping. She places an image of Hercules beside them and pours him a cup of wine made from her tears. She promises Hercules that she will go with him after saving humanity. At this moment, Zeus is extremely angry over Hercules' death, and they have lost 2 matches in a row. Loki is waiting for the arrival of a god. A very stylishly dressed man walks towards Loki. He is Buddha, who is a prominent deity in the Dharmic pantheon. Loki says that the Valkyries have strengthened gladiators with a special technique that has its roots in Buddhism. By entrusting your lives to one another and sharing the same fate, you can call forth your full physical and spiritual power. Loki believes that Buddha taught the Valkyries that technique. In other words, Buddha is a traitor. While the two are about to hit each other, several gods appear. They call themselves the executioners of heaven, the 7 gods of fortune. They came here with the aim of giving a verdict to Buddha. One of them rushes to attack Buddha but is pierced in the palm of his hand by the lollipop. The 7 of them want to fight Buddha at once, and Loki is on their side. Suddenly, swordsman Kairo Sasaki and 2 others come to support Buddha. The wounded god just now points his gun at Buddha and pulls the trigger, but Buddha can easily dodge all the bullets. Buddha mocked him for being destructive like a kid, making him extremely angry. Sojioki also rushes to attack Loki. At this time, Zeus and Odin appear to stop their battle. Everyone also stops the battle and disperses. Zeus approaches Buddha and asks him not to cause any more trouble, but Buddha doesn't seem to care and leaves. Zeus also quickly returns to the arena to watch the next match, while Odin flashes a sinister grin. Brunhild and Gaul go to a room to meet the next representative of humanity. He is mankind's greatest sumo master, Raiden Temimin. Brunhild summons the 3rd Valkyrie, named Thrud, who is larger in appearance than Raiden. She immediately becomes his Volundr. The arena has also changed into a Japanese-style sumo arena. Raiden appears, and his opponent in this round is the strongest god of destruction, Shiva, who is a prominent deity and the leader of the Hindu pantheon. As the match begins, Raiden immediately attacks Shiva with one of the 48 basic techniques. He starts with a dropkick. Without giving Shiva a chance to protest, Raiden lands a powerful Russian hook. He intends to finish Shiva with his knee but is blocked by Shiva's 2 hands, and the other 2 punch Raiden's chest. Right from the start, it's a free-for-all back and forth. Martial arts between mankind and the gods. In 1767, in Shinono province, there was a boy named Terokichi who couldn't stand even though he was 3 years old. Until one day, the boy's parents returned home and saw Terokichi standing up, making them very happy. However, a strange thing happened. Terokichi's muscles suddenly expanded abnormally and broke his skeleton. But Terokichi didn't surrender to fate. He still regularly practiced walking. His body then gave birth to new muscle fibers to help control his enlarged muscles. These are called the 100 seals. Back in the match, Raiden suddenly releases his muscle fibers, and thanks to Volundr's power, he is able to control them. Raiden rushes towards Shiva and unleashes a powerful punch that Shiva has to block with both hands. Not stopping there, Raiden continues to launch countless punches into Shiva's face, making him unable to react. As soon as Raiden delivers the finishing blow, suddenly Shiva attacks Raiden with his head and unleashes 2 punches at once. Raiden grabs one of Shiva's arms and uses all of his muscles to crush Shiva's arm. Shiva howls in pain and pushes Raiden away with a kick. While the other gods are worried, the Indian gods believe that Shiva will never lose. Hearing the cheers from everyone, Shiva raises his fist aloft as a response to their affection. Shiva unleashes a fistful of punches carrying the power of 11-16 Indian gods. The 2 lunged at each other, trading punches and then head attacks. Long ago, Shiva defeated the 11-15 Indian gods and became the leader of the Hindu pantheon. Shiva begins his war dance, known as the treasure of the Indian pantheon. It was Shiva's secret weapon that he used to unite the Indian pantheon. Shiva's attacks became too fast for Raiden to react. Raiden can only defend at the moment, and it feels like hundreds of gods are attacking him. Shiva's whole body becomes ablaze, and he unleashes a kick that tears through Raiden's muscles. Everyone assumes that the match is about to end with Shiva's victory. However, Raiden begins to use his secret technique. In the past, Raiden was an undefeated champion in sumo, but in later matches, Raiden realized that his opponents were afraid of him, which made him recall his mother's words not to bully the weak. Since then, Raiden has sealed 4 of his strongest techniques. Now, faced with the power of a god, Raiden decides to unleash his most powerful techniques. He put all his strength into the palm of his hand. He charges towards Shiva and attacks with all his accumulated force. Shiva uses his arms to block, but both his arms are destroyed by Raiden's powerful attack. Even with only one arm left, Shiva is still able to get up and continue the fight. Raiden is currently under great pressure from his muscles, so they are starting to convulse. He asks Thrud to help his muscles move even faster, but she warns that he may die from the destruction of his organs. Shiva also uses his secret technique. He squeezes his heart to make it beat faster, and his whole body burns fiercely. The 2, carrying the hopes and dreams of their loved ones, rush to each other to trade their strongest punches. Raiden's muscles are burned while defending against Shiva's attacks. That technique of Shiva's is the final ace up his sleeve. He's forcibly stimulating his spirit to cause himself to burn. At this rate, he will end up burning himself up. Raiden is repeatedly receiving fiery punches from Shiva, but his hands and knees still haven't touched the ground. He pushes Shiva away to escape the attacks. At this moment, Shiva's body is slowly burning. It's a battle to see which of them crumbles first. Raiden once again uses his technique, and Shiva decides to confront it with the Deva Loka technique. Shiva tears off Raiden's right arm with a kick. Raiden thanks Shiva for making it possible for him to use the full power of sumo. He tells Thru to leave his body for her life, but she chooses to stay by Raiden's side because she loves him. Shiva gives all his respect to Raiden and finishes him off. Then Shiva leaves. The sumo wrestlers decided to pay their respects to Raiden by stomping on the ground. Although Shiva is badly injured, he still smiles happily and tells Zeus that humanity is not as weak as they thought. Zeus goes to Buddha to ask him to represent the gods in round 6. Buddha asks Zeus, "You really want to destroy mankind that badly?" Zeus replies that he simply doesn't like losing. Seeing Zeus pose a threat, Buddha agrees to participate in the 6th round and tells Zeus to enjoy it. Immediately, the 6th match begins. The representative of the gods this time is Buddha, who once guided mankind from their carnal desires, the one who cast light upon their path in the darkness. However, Buddha walks to the place of humanity and declares that he will fight for humanity. The gods are extremely indignant when they hear Buddha's statement. Buddha adds that if the gods aren't going to save mankind, then he will. And if any god gets in his way, he will kill them. Thank you for watching the summary of the anime record of Ragnarok. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a like if you did. Subscribe for more anime recaps. And don't forget to ring that bell to be notified of new uploads. See you all next time.